Well, like I said, they looked over everything. They watched our, conversation. He's got an open warrant for his arrest for that incident with the child. Okay. I understand the situation's frustrating, but just because he's charged with it doesn't mean he's getting convicted of anything. Your parents here, your mom here, anything? Or aunt, uncle? Can they bring you out some shoes and a shirt?
A 2-year-old boy is suddenly bleeding while in the care of his babysitter. The babysitter has an explanation. He says it was an accident. A piece of glass somehow got inside the child's diaper and caused the injuries.
So what are the charges?
I think they listed aggravated child abuse as the charge, just the one charge. That's what they came up with on the board.
What is that? Is that like 10, 20 years in prison or something?
Oh, I have no idea. That's just what the charge is. It doesn't mean down the road it could get lower or dropped or any of that stuff. You know what I mean? That's just what they're charging with now. What's that?
It was an accident. I understand how you're doing the job, but it's personal.
Well, like I said, they looked over everything. They watched our, conversation. They decide, yep, we're gonna set out an arrest warrant.
So they didn't know that bond?
What's that?
Yeah, bond.
Yeah, the judge signed a bond on it this morning. I think.
You know what it is?
I think she listed 100,000.
But when doctors examine the boy, something doesn't add up. Then investigators get their hands on security footage from inside the home, and what that video allegedly shows begins to challenge the babysitter's entire story.
He's got an open warrant for his arrest for that incident with the child. State put out an arrest warrant for him. You gotta ask them.
My bond's 100,000.
What? You what?
My bond would be 100,000.
How's your bond 100,000?
Judge made the bond 100,000. 10% is 10 grand.
A fucking accident.
Aggravated child abuse.
What? That's bullshit. All day long.
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
Y'all fucking know that.
We're not the one that set the charges, dude.
Yeah, but y'all should know that, man. It was a fucking accident. That boy right there ain't got a mouse bone in his body. He's
Okay.
halfway retarded.
All right. Judge signs a warrant. What are we supposed to do? Ignore it?
This is the case of 29-year-old Timothoes Powell, who was arrested in Florida and charged with aggravated child abuse.
Your parents here, your mom here, anything? Or aunt, uncle? Can they bring you out some shoes and a shirt?
Yeah.
All right. Unless you're comfortable going like that, it's up to you, partner. Okay. All right.
On October 17, 2023, a 2-year-old boy was being watched by Powell while his mother was at work in Holly Hill, Florida. At some point during the day, Powell contacted the child's mother. According to investigators, he told her that the toddler was bleeding from his private area and claimed the child had somehow been injured by a piece of glass inside his diaper.
Well, like I said, they looked over everything. They watched our, conversation. They decide, yep, we're gonna set out an arrest warrant.
So they didn't know that bond?
What's that?
Yeah, bond.
Yeah, the judge signed a bond on it this morning. I think.
You know what it is?
I think she listed 100,000.
100,000.
So if you go through a bondsman, it's 10% of that would be 10 grand. Unless they work with you on more collateral, this, that, or whatever, that would be like their set or their initial fee.
For the mother, there was no time to figure out exactly what had happened. She immediately took her son for medical treatment at Halifax Medical Center. And that's where the case began, taking a much more serious turn. Doctors discovered that the child had suffered 2 significant lacerations.
They've been fixing it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, Wayne moved.
He went back to Ash, I think. He got kicked out, fighting and everything.
I think we arrested his daughter or something for
Money.
some fraud case.
Yeah, money.
Didn't we arrest his
Nah,
daughter
they
for
did.
fraud or something? Wayne's daughter? Something.
I believe so.
Or his girlfriend or something?
I think Wayne was the old guy.
Yeah. I think it was his daughter.
But according to investigators, medical personnel didn't believe the injuries were consistent with the explanation they had been given. Instead, they suspected the child may have been physically abused.
What's to do? Ignore it? Make makes him feel better to place the blame on us. Go ahead.
No, I'm not placing no blame on y'all. Y'all just doing your job. That's true.
Okay.
But yet, you know what I'm saying?
I understand the situation's frustrating, but just because he's charged with it doesn't mean he's getting convicted of anything.
Well, all I know was told me to the lawyer yesterday. But I'm telling you, you know, the boy's halfway retarded. Okay? And y'all gonna charge him with something that he's never eaten.
How am I supposed to know that? He's been diagnosed?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that true? What they diagnosed with? Bipolar?
Authorities were notified, and the Holly Hill Police Department began investigating. The Florida Department of Children and Families also became involved. At this point, investigators had a seriously injured 2-year-old, a babysitter claiming it was an accident, and medical findings that reportedly raised questions about that explanation. But investigators still needed evidence, and they soon found something that could potentially answer those questions.
Just tell him if you thought it was a bird or something else making that noise. You know, like, how many times?
Well, no, she barks when she has to use the bathroom. She goes out. She's very well trained. I've had her her whole life, and she's almost 18 years old. For a full-blooded, papered dry mouth boxer. Just dip.
I've got a
She's a good girl.
beagle. I wish he would bark when he had to go outside. He just starts going.
Is there any way I can put a shirt on you properly?
Yeah, we asked him if we can have a shirt. You didn't want a shirt earlier, so.
Well,
Yeah, we'll hang on to it. When they get here, we're going to swap out his handcuffs anyway, so he'll have an opportunity to put it on.
Investigators obtained surveillance footage from inside the residence. The video reportedly captured Powell changing the child's diaper. At first, the footage appeared to show a routine moment between a caregiver and a toddler. But according to investigators, Powell then walked away while holding an unidentified object. And that's when the situation reportedly became more disturbing. The child could allegedly be heard screaming and crying.
Who's at that house now? Same people?
They've been fixing it. They went back past, I think.
Investigators said the footage showed Powell repeatedly yelling at the toddler. At another point, he allegedly sprayed water toward the child. And according to authorities, Powell also threatened to put soap in the child's mouth if he continued crying. For investigators, these moments became an important part of the case, because the video allegedly provided a completely different picture from the simple accident Powell had originally described. The question now became much bigger. What exactly happened while Powell was changing the child's diaper? And more importantly, how did the toddler receive those injuries? Investigators continued gathering evidence and speaking with people connected to the incident.
Got an arrest warrant for him. You got to ask them.
My bond's $100,000.
what? Your what?
My bond's $100,000.
How's your bond 100,000?
Because it makes mine 100,000 because insurance is in the brand.
A fucking accident.
Aggravated felony.
What? That's bullshit. All day long, man. Y'all fucking know that.
We're not the one that set the charges, dude.
Yeah, but y'all should know that, man. There's a fucking accident. That boy right there ain't got a malice bone in his body. He's fucking halfway retarded.
All right. Judge signs a warrant. What are we supposed to do? Ignore it?
The child's medical examination had already raised concerns. The surveillance footage had reportedly captured Powell's behavior.
Well, I thought it was a bird. I thought it was like a big parrot.
I'll show you
Kind of
a
breathed off.
video about that dog barking that I sent them for a bit. It didn't sound like a dog or a noise like that should come out of a dog either.
It's like 17. Yeah.
And investigators now needed to hear directly from Powell himself.
Crane doing that city job.
Who's at that house now? Same people?
They've been fixing it. They went back.
So authorities questioned him about what had happened inside the home. During questioning, Powell denied intentionally injuring the child.
Like 17. Yeah.
But investigators said he did acknowledge becoming frustrated while caring for the toddler.
State put out an arrest warrant for him. You got to ask them.
My bond's 100,000.
What? Your what?
My bond would be 100,000.
How's your bond 100,000?
Judge made his bond 100,000, 10% is 10 grand.
A fucking accident.
Aggravated child abuse.
What? That's bullshit. All day long.
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all fucking know that.
According to authorities, Powell admitted that he had lost his temper during the diaper-changing incident. That admission was significant because investigators were comparing his statements with everything else they had collected.
We were just telling him we thought it was a bird or something else making that noise. We didn't realize it was a dog.
Well, no, she barks when she has to use the bathroom. She goes out. She's very well trained. I've had her whole life, and she's almost 18 years old.
Wow.
For a full-blooded, papered, dry mouth boxer.
On one side was Powell's original claim that the injuries were caused accidentally by glass inside the child's diaper.
Yeah, I knew it was not
VA, bro. Yeah, he's just out of Virginia.
Pennsylvania's your father.
Just to the west, I think. Northwest.
On the other were the medical findings, witness information, and surveillance footage investigators said contradicted that explanation.
Safe to say?
Is that something?
Somebody's.
crane doing that city job.
Who's at that house now? Same people?
Yeah, they've been fixing.
And as investigators put those pieces together, they came to believe that what happened to the child was not simply an unfortunate accident.
So what are the charges?
I think they listed aggravated child abuse as the charge, just the one charge. That's what they came up with on the board.
What is that? Like 10, 20 years in prison or something?
Oh, I have no idea. That's just what the charge is. It doesn't mean down the road it could get lower or dropped or any of that stuff. You know what I mean? That's just what they're charging with now.
Was it bad? I mean,
What's that?
If it was bad, it was intentional. I mean, I understand I was doing a good job, but I mean,
By late October or early November 2023, Powell was arrested and booked into the Volusia County Jail. He was charged with aggravated child abuse. His bond was set at $100,000. The 2-year-old boy had received medical treatment at Halifax Medical Center, while authorities continued building their case. The incident had started with a phone call from a babysitter claiming a toddler had been accidentally injured.
First name, let's go. To the Tango, and go then Mike, Owaski, T Tango, H Hotel, Owaski, UFO, SEO, first name Mike, go to 6294,
I know that. Hey, just telling you the location. Oh my God.
the first name. Tango, Indigo, Mike, Oscar, Tango, Hotel, Oscar, Echo, Sierra.
Copy. No record found on the however, he does have a full extradition warrant out of VSO reference to child abuse. Yes.
Devil.
But investigators said the evidence told a very different story. This case is especially disturbing because the child was only 2 years old and was reportedly under the care of someone trusted to look after him while his mother was at work. The initial explanation suggested an accident, but investigators say the medical evidence didn't support that explanation. Then surveillance footage allegedly captured the babysitter's actions and the child's reaction inside the home, and according to authorities, those pieces of evidence helped transform what initially appeared to be an unexplained injury into a serious child abuse investigation. Powell denied intentionally hurting the child, and the allegations against him remained allegations as the case moved through the court system. At the time of reporting, court proceedings were still pending. But one thing was clear. A 2-year-old went to the hospital with serious injuries. A babysitter had given investigators an explanation for how they happened. And then the cameras inside the home allegedly provided investigators with a very different debris. Because sometimes, when the story doesn't add up, the footage tells the story for you.